You are tuned into a special player spotlight interview on the CS Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the CS Podcast presented by the NUC NFL Draft Bible, bringing you the names that you need to know first since 2002. Visit NFLDraftBible.com. I'm your host, Chris Shanafelt, and joining the show now for a player spotlight interview is quarterback out of Dartmouth College. That's right, we're heading out to the Ivy League as we are now joined by what I would say is one of the most underrated prospects entering the 2016 NFL Draft. He's Dalyn Williams. And Dalyn, we appreciate you taking some time to chat this afternoon. Can you believe that your time as a student athlete has come and gone, and now here you are getting ready to continue your football playing career at the professional level?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for, taking out the time to have me on your show. Really, I can't believe that the time has passed by. I can remember heading up to campus with my family and my mom and, just looking forward to the college experience. But now I'm on to, trying to play professional, and it's flown by. So I'm definitely grateful for the experience I've had and definitely looking forward for things to come.
Well, throughout your time quarterbacking for the Big Green, just looking at the stats and what you're able to do there at Dartmouth College, you completed 63% of your passes for over 7,400 yards, 56 touchdowns to only 13 interceptions. Not a bad ratio to say the least, but that's not it. In the running game, you also accumulated just under 1,500 yards and 19 more touchdowns. So it's safe to say that you can affect the game not only with your arm, but with your legs as well. How would you describe your overall experience playing quarterback for Dartmouth at Dartmouth? You had a ton of individual success, and ever since you've been taking snaps under center at Dartmouth, you guys have always had a winning record, including a 9-1 record this past season. So, again, how would you describe your overall experience at Dartmouth College, Dalyn, and how would you like to be remembered at Dartmouth?
I would say my overall experience at Dartmouth was a great one. Fun, family were some of the things that, just come to mind when I think about the career. And, I really appreciate the coaching staff for believing in me the way that they did, for my teammates, from working hard, with me, pushing me. It was definitely a great experience. With that being said, I want to be remembered as a player who worked really hard, who was a great teammate. And I definitely set out to be one of the better players that had played at Dartmouth previously and for years to come. So hopefully I've, done that. I can't control it now. And, hopefully, my records are broken, but not for a little bit,
Hey, I hear you. Now, I did mention that you led the team to a 9-1 record this past season, Dalyn. That allowed you guys to share the conference championship with both Harvard and Penn. It was a three-way share. Now, I'm sure you would have liked to have been alone as conference champs, especially seeing as you guys only lost one game this season, and it was by 1 point against Harvard. But what's it mean to you to just be leaving Dartmouth on top of the Ivy League for the first time since 1996?
It means a lot. As a recruiting class, we came together wanting to change the culture that was at Dartmouth. Coming in as a freshman, it was, guys weren't that disappointed with a loss, and it was just something that, I wasn't used to. I'm extremely competitive, and neither were my peers. So, we band together, we worked hard, and it's something that, we can cherish the rest of our lives, knowing we brought, a culture back. Winning another championship keeps us on top of winning the most championships in the league. So that's something we're definitely proud of. And, I'm so happy that we got it done finally.
Right on. And, obviously I already rattled off the stats that you're able to pile up there at Dartmouth. And I've been familiar with you, Dalyn. You've been on my radar for about a year and a half now. It was about maybe just before the halfway mark last season. And I got to say, you've been so very fun to watch. And, obviously looking more into your game, you've made a ton of plays over the last 4 years. If I had to ask you to single out one, though, what would you say is the most memorable play that you've made throughout your time at Dartmouth? Looking back, 5-10 years down the road, what will be that first play that pops into your mind?
Whew. Can I narrow it down to, 2 or 3,
All right. Yeah, we could do that.
I'm just being funny. I'll probably say my so I had a run my freshman year against Cornell. We were on like the plus 35, and it was at Cornell. It was my first collegiate start, and I think I, probably made 5 or 6 guys miss on my way to a touchdown. It's very memorable because, I really wanted to prove that this was something that I, could have been doing had I started earlier. And, guys are really excited about my possibilities on the field. But to me, it was just something that I wanted to, prove over and over again. And I hopefully, the film and my coaching staff and my teammates believe that that's something that I can bring to the table, all the time. So definitely a great run and definitely a great memory.
And I'm sure you couldn't have asked for a better team than Cornell to do it against. Of course, that Dartmouth and Cornell rivalry. Once again, he is the 2016 NFL Draft prospect, Dalyn Williams, the 3-time All-Ivy League quarterback out of Dartmouth College, joining me here on the CS podcast, presented by the NUC NFL Draft Bible, bringing you the names that you need to know first since 2002. Visit NFLDraftBible.com. And Dan, when did you realize that you were going to give the NFL, you were going to give the professional football thing a shot? I mean, was there a certain point in your collegiate career that you kind of sat down and said, you know what, I think I'm really going to give this thing a go?
I think it started early for me. I wouldn't say it was in my collegiate career. I think growing up, I always watched college football. I wanted to go to a big-time college, and I always looked at the NFL as something I wanted to do. So I think I, developed that around 9 or 10, just because I had been playing baseball growing up and didn't really play football until middle school. So it was definitely a far-fetched goal. But as I grew up and I, was a 2-sport athlete, I wanted to do that in college, but I had to decide before my freshman spring to give baseball up. So I would say, then and there was the time that I started chasing it. Before that, it was just something to look forward to.
Okay, and I know recently you had a pretty big opportunity a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, to go down to Texas and participate in the College Gridiron Showcase. What was that whole experience like, being able to show off your abilities in front of all 32 NFL teams that were there in attendance?
I think it was great. There was a short scrimmage to conclude the practices, and I think it's great that you can, use that film to kind of compare me to the guys that were on the field with me, who are guys who've been to bigger schools, and hopefully the film shows that I can compete with those guys, and I just wanted to go there to prove that I, can play the position, I can, take snaps on the center, and I can make decisions, behind the center that are going to help a team to win. And it was a great experience. I'm honored that they invited me, and I was able to, showcase my abilities further than just my film.
Well, and what were a couple of things that you had on your mind that you wanted to show the scouts that were in attendance down there at the CGS? I mean, what were a couple of things that you really wanted to show off? Was there anything specific about your game that you wanted to answer on the field if there were any questions about?
Definitely, as I said it previously, was taking snaps under center. I didn't do much of that throughout my collegiate career. I did my freshman year when we were more of a pro-style offense. But, that was a big question for quarterbacks transitioning to the NFL is can he take snaps under the center and make the check at the line of scrimmage and do everything necessary to keep the offense versatile. So I think I answered that question. Another question was the fact that, I'm shorter and guys are quick to label a guy who's shorter and who can run as a running quarterback. But I wanted to show that I can throw the ball and make the necessary reads, on a different stage, because another knock on me is my competition. So I think those were the 2 main goals I had set forth before I went to the College Gridiron Showcase.
Okay, and just because you brought it up, 6 foot, 215 pounds, is that correct? I know that's what the Dartmouth website has you listed at.
That's what it has me listed at, right? They're sneaking me in at 5'11" right now. Okay. I want to be around my pro day around 205, just because I'll be faster and more lean. But I think, at playing weight, 210 is where I've been playing most of my career.
All right, sounds good. And obviously, it's been done before, so it is not impossible. And you mentioned the competition level. Down there at the CGS, you had guys from schools all over the country. D1, FBS, or FCS, D2. Again, all over the country, all types of levels. Talk about the whole small school label that'll be coming your way. Being from Dartmouth College, is that something that you'll kind of embrace? Seeing as you don't see a guy come out of Dartmouth College, especially, a position, the toughest position in all sports, at quarterback, come into the league every year from Dartmouth College. Is that something you're going to embrace?
I think it definitely be something I embrace. Guys, see a guy from a smaller school and expect that he has lesser talent. But for me, it was just a way for me to put myself in the best position for life going forward. It was a great academic school, so I knew that even if I had an injury happen to me that would put me on the sideline, I knew that I'd be successful in my other parts of life. So that's mainly the reason I chose to go there. I don't think it was for a talent issue, and I think guys, see that as I show them in my pro day or various workouts that I can play ball. Now, I played Texas high school football in Dallas Fort Worth, and I played against guys who are in the league who play bigger ball, and I think if you ask them, they'll say that I could play the game of football. Hopefully, so that's something I'm definitely going to embrace, but I don't want it to, stick to me, because hopefully if it sticks to me, then we're going to have a problem.
Yeah, and I don't mean to throw any shade or anything like that, but there is a FCS quarterback by the name of Carson Wentz from North Dakota State who's getting a lot of love, and I think many more people. I'm kind of blown away, quite honestly, Dalyn, that not more people are familiar with the quarterback out of Dartmouth. Dalyn Williams, once again, joining me here on the CS podcast, presented by the NUC NFL Draft Bible, as he continues to gear up for the 2016 NFL Draft. And I'll let you go in just a couple more minutes, Dalyn. I really do appreciate you taking some time this afternoon. Minus the showcase, what else have you been doing over the last few months since your season has been over? Where have you been training at, and what's your agenda from, moving forward? Are we just training for pro days and combines from here on out?
Well, so unfortunately I didn't get invited to the National Combine up in Indy, but, it is what it is. I'm training right now in Boca Raton, Florida. I'm working out at XPE Sports with Tony Villani. He's a great trainer. He has a great pedigree, and I really just need to get my 40 down. I think, one way to knock the criticism about my competition is for me to run fast, and when I run fast, it gives guys an initiative to go back to film and compare my speed to, D linemen chasing me or linebackers chasing me, that, I'm not my competition. That's so hard, for people to wrap their mind around. It's not everybody is at fault because of the people they play. So I'm just simply training for that, which is April 2nd. Just working really hard, throwing, every other day, and just trying to get faster and more athletic for pro day.
And you said April 2nd. Will that be at Dartmouth, or will you be participating in another school's pro day?
It's at Dartmouth. It'll be that's a Saturday, I believe. Yeah, it'll be at Dartmouth.
All right, sounds great. Now, we're going to end this interview with something that I'd like to call the 2-minute drill, Dalyn. Some of these questions will be football-related, and some will just be random questions, just about anything. You ready to knock some of these out?
Let's go.
All right, I'm gonna start off with something pretty easy for you, man. I'm gonna start off with something pretty easy. What is your favorite TV show and movie?
TV show, I would say Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Will Smith and those actors on that TV show did a great job. I can watch that all day. And actually, me and my friend that I'm training with here in Boca, he and I can recite lines verbatim. My favorite movie. Probably, I would say National Treasure. I only say that because the very first time I saw that, I was 15, and I was intrigued by the concept of the clues leading to the treasure. And I just can't get that out of my head. It wasn't that great of a movie looking back, but, at that age, it really stuck with me.
Yeah, hey, sounds good. National Treasure and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I mean, I get Fresh Prince a lot. National Treasure I do not get a lot, so I actually like that answer. And I also remember seeing those movies a few years back, so definitely sounds good. It's something that has stuck with you, it sounds like. Next question, who would you say you model your game after?
I would say, guys want to compare me to Russell. That's fine and dandy. I think I idolize the little parts of everybody's game. There's a right way and a wrong way to do things, and I think I just want to take the right ways out of everyone's game, but mostly Drew Brees.
Okay.
I like his smooth, quick delivery. I like the way he carries himself. But I don't really try to idolize my game after someone. I just like to take the bits and parts of their game that can help me be a better player.
Yeah, absolutely. And, hey, whether you get the comparison to Russell Wilson or Drew Brees, I mean, both are Super Bowl champions, so I'm sure you'll take either or.
I'll take a Super Bowl ring.
yeah, exactly. Right on. Now, let's say you had a round-trip plane ticket to travel anywhere you wanted. Now, I do understand you're in Florida, and you certainly cannot beat that in February. But, again, if you had a plane ticket, travel anywhere you wanted, where are you headed?
I'm probably going to Egypt.
Okay. Hey,
yeah,
sounds good.
Experience Africa, and definitely the pyramids would be a great site to visit.
Yeah, man, I'll head to Egypt with you. I would not mind that at all. Let's say you could throw a touchdown to any wide receiver, either currently playing in the NFL or has played in the NFL. Who are you throwing that touchdown to?
I'm probably throwing it to, I would say, Randy Moss.
Okay.
I just know that if I throw it out there, I can't overthrow him, and it'll be pretty hard to overshoot him as well, because he everyone knows the verb getting mossed. He was a great receiver.
Hey, the best of all time, in my opinion. I mean, you hear nothing against Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, those guys, but Randy Moss, somebody who I don't think we're ever going to see a wide receiver quite like Randy Moss ever again. Odell Beckham Jr. is great. Some of these younger guys currently playing nowadays, but I don't think we're going to see another Randy Moss again, so I love it. Final question for you, Dalyn. Again, your time has been greatly appreciated. Let's say we got all 32 NFL general managers listening to this very interview. Why should they want the quarterback out of Dartmouth, Dalyn Williams, a part of their team?
I think they should want me first and foremost because I'm a cerebral football player. I understand the ins and outs of the game. I'm going to work hard to make sure that I know what every defense is doing and how to attack them. Secondly, I can make all the throws. I think third, I'm a good leader, and I can have guys rally around me to go towards the Super Bowl or any goal that we set forth. And I would say fourth, I'm the ultimate competitor. I really hate to lose. I think my best friends would vie with me that I pretty much really hate losing. I would say I hate losing more than I love winning. So I would say those are the four reasons why you choose me.
And I think you want that guy leading your football team. Dalyn, thanks a bunch for your time. I had a great time chatting with you, and certainly wishing you all the best as you continue to get set for the 2016 NFL Draft.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.